My name is Inigo Montoya. Prepare to die.
Or at least that's what I would say if I wasn't always the guy running away right here. For those of you who don't know what Crossout is like a Mad Max game, except you are the car. And honestly, it's pretty entertaining most of the time. But the footage you're seeing here is from a mode called Leviathan mode, where your car gets increased part count, it gets increased energy count, and overall it's just pretty much more badass. Some of you might already know who I am, but I am known around Crossout Mobile as the boat guy, because I build boats and I use them in battle, regardless of how effective or ineffective they are. It's just my thing, it's what I do, and, people seem to enjoy it. And so that's what led to me creating this YouTube account. And hopefully y'all will enjoy watching it as much as I enjoy making it. Alright, so what you might notice that in a second on the ground here, there's going to be a little red squiggly line. That is pretty much the most feared thing in Leviathan mode these days. It's known as a Jubico, or an electric fence, and basically what it does is it melts you. Completely. Like, you cross over it, you're dead.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I think that's one of the slower deaths that I've ever had from a Jubico. It kind of is breaking the Leviathan mode right now. But as much as I complain about the Jubicos, there's something about this game that always just, it brings the fun back into it. So what happened right there is probably one of my favorite cabins in Crossout. I've never, personally used it, but it is always hilarious to be sent flying across the screen by, I think the cabin's called Yokozuna, and pretty much every time it's just hilarious. You get sent flying. Now, you may notice that my teammate is using a Jubico. Normally, whoever's team has Jubicos just wins, but sometimes there are people who don't exactly use them in the most effective way. Like this guy right here. Not exactly sure what he was thinking. But anyway, what's about to happen is the enemy Leviathan is going to sneak up on me, which I realize this. But most of my builds are meant for long-range sniping, so whenever anyone gets in close proximity, it's kind of game over. This particular build is called the HMS Rodan, and honestly is one of my favorite builds because it has a really nice broadside, and also when somebody is riding right up on you junk like this, you just drop some mines down behind you. However, I think I might need to upgrade the mines because they are not doing as well as I hoped. So right about right here, I was pretty sure there was somebody that was invisible on the field because you saw the guy jump off and then he just vanished. So I wasn't sure exactly what was going on, but I was pretty sure there was somebody still invisible. You may have noticed the missiles coming out from around that corner right there. At the time, I didn't, but that's where he is. And I kind of just kept standing there hoping somebody would, de-invisible. But realistically, I should have just gone down there and tried to remove the individual from the point. But instead, right about here, I got distracted by my girlfriend and I just plunged off the cliff. Like an idiot. Now, this build right here is honestly my favorite. It is one of my first big flagships. You'll see another ship that's based off of it that has yongwangs instead of elephants. But honestly, I just enjoy using this ship so much because when you get the cannons to hit just right, it feels amazing. And no matter how many other builds I make, I keep coming back to using this one because it just does the best. It looks amazing, and it feels amazing to use. Like, I cannot stress how much I love this build. It's called the USS Montoya. The only drawback to one of the only drawbacks to the really long boat builds is you get stuck on the terrain a lot. Like, one end will be on a hill, and the other end will be on the hill, and the middle just won't be connected to anything. And it leads to some pretty goofy movement, like right here. Like, this thing just kind of drifts for a couple seconds. So it has its drawbacks, but honestly, it's what I do. It's fun. I'm not changing it. A lot of times what will happen is the enemies will just kind of be taking the base and your allies won't do shit about it. So what you have to do is basically just kind of charge in and hope for the best. And yeah, it feels like this a lot of the time. Now, if you thought my other deaths were funny, this one is hilarious, and it sums up what Leviathan mode is like these days. This map is one of my favorites for the boat builds, though, because there's not really anything you can get stuck on, unless you kind of really try. But it's just kind of nice to have a flat playing field where you can snipe wherever, whenever you want. I think this is a nice little section to mention that I actually have a boat build Discord. You don't necessarily have to have the boat build to be in it, but boat builds are certainly talked about, discussed, shown, and there's also a bit of frog propaganda for some reason. So if you're interested, just, find me in game, let me know, and I'll send you a link for that Discord. I think it was about right here for this match that I just kind of got the feeling that I was going to win, because they kept just coming up on me one by one, and their Leviathan really wasn't anywhere to be seen. So I had the perfect opportunity to just sit and Yong Wang people to death. Alright, so just a heads up for newer players. Don't make a Leviathan and use it unless you're going to get it around at least 15k and over. Because basically all you're doing is making it really hard for your team to win. Because that's one of the ways to counter Jupicos that are already on the field, is to just look at the ground and blast away. Now, I don't think I've ever been just absolutely manhandled and tossed around as much as I was by this player right here. Alright, well, I know this is a new channel, I'm probably not going to blow up that much, but I wanted to thank everyone that is here for watching and staying around. And, if you want to see more of this, just, feel free to like and subscribe.